Good afternoon, guys. How you guys doing? Welcome to day 2 of the 21-day Clarity Challenge. I'm in my car again. Today, of course, I'm at the beach. I'm going to bring you to the beach because today we're telling stories, and I have little stories to tell you when I'm going to be working at on the beach. So, if you didn't get your workbook, get your workbook. Okay. It's posted basically on Facebook. It's in the description. On IG, on Instagram, it's basically in my bio, and on YouTube, it will be in the comments or in the description as well. Okay, the 3 main social media. We'll try to do it on TikTok as well. It is on LinkedIn as well. So yesterday we talked about, by the way, it's not too late for the workbook. Okay, you're never behind. So just you are where you're supposed to be. So just grab the workbook and just pick up where you're at, where you start. That's it. Just start where you're supposed to be. That's it. So, yesterday we talked about awareness. We talked about being the observer of our thoughts. Today is basically about being more conscious. Yesterday was more unconscious. It was more basically bringing the unconscious to the conscious yesterday. But now we have to be, okay, what are the stories that we tell ourselves? Like I'm not good enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not strong enough, all these kind of things. They're not really real, okay? Because these stories usually come from conditioning, from our past, from our childhood usually. The experiences we had in our lives that basically altered I always say our pure self, because when we are a child, there's nothing more pure than a child, right? And it kind of altered our consciousness and basically messed us up a little bit. But this is life. This is what it is. This is how we evolve, right? So the stories we tell ourselves today, it's basically about that. So those little stories, which are your thoughts? They're like in the back of your mind all the time. And it's like a little radio station that's like, it's always like telling you things. Basically create your reality. But the reality, we don't live in, it's not a true reality. It's not really for real. They're not facts. They're just things that we are telling ourselves because they come again from the past, right? From our conditioning, our parents, our teachers, or whatever it is. And I'm not telling you that, guys, to blame people. The actual intention here is not to blame people. Is to be aware, like yesterday, and now being conscious of the stories. So if we know that those thoughts are not for real, all we have to do is change those thoughts consciously and say, nope, I'm going to change that thought for that thought. So that's the challenge today. So let's get to the workbook. So basically those stories become belief, right? So every belief began as a story. Some stories empower you. Others quietly limit every decision you make. I'm going to put my glasses here. Today, you'll begin identifying the stories that no longer belong to you. Yeah, we don't identify with those stories anymore because they're not yours. They're somebody else's. Goodbye. Today's challenge is whenever you hear yourself saying, always, I never, I'm just, okay, pause and ask yourself, is this actually true? Or is this somebody else's belief, right? Usually that's what it is. The reflection is, what limiting story did you discover today? I'm sure you guys are going to have epiphanies. We all do. Where do you think that story came from? It usually comes from your past, usually comes from teachers, parents, all kinds of people, your coaches, or whatever it is. What new story would you rather believe? And now you switch the story. And now we get to today's biggest insight. What is the most valuable realization you had today? And that's it. That's all you got to do today. So I'm going to bring you to the beach right now. See you then. Hey guys. So I'm at the beach right now in Florida. I came here almost 6 years ago. So the story, I wanted to tell you is I used to live in Vegas. I used to live in Nevada. And the environment for me wasn't good. It wasn't a good thing. I basically was very depressed. I wasn't happy at all. Also, your environment creates your reality too. It influences your reality a lot. And I had to consciously write down everything that I wanted to become. I had to look how beautiful it is. It really is. So I had to really write down and change the stories I was telling myself because I was working in the nightclubs for years, and I didn't think that I was basically able to do something else at this point. I didn't think so. So I was telling myself, I'm not smart enough to do something else. I'm not good enough to do something else. I can get out of here. There's no other way. And there was ways, but I didn't see them. So I had to really change the stories. And in my case, I had to get out, literally physically out of Vegas to change my mentality because it was affecting me that much. And so I came to Florida and everything changed. Everything changed. But of course, the stories I was telling myself changed too. I needed to gain more clarity. So clarity is so important, guys. It's just so crucial. It's so powerful. So that's why I'm probably extremely, it's dear to my heart. Oof, okay, it was so hot outside. I'm happy to be back in the air conditioning. Anyway, so you see how much clarity is important, right? Where you don't see really ahead of you. You don't see what are the possibilities even. You just like lost. You're in the dark, right? And I was literally in the dark for many, many years. So, but if you actually take a little bit of a light and you're like, okay, I can see a little bit more clear. I can see a little bit more ahead now and just take one step at a time. Things change tremendously. So I will see you tomorrow for day 3. And tomorrow is the power of focus. That's what we're talking about. This is a big one, guys. So be there, get your workbook and get on board. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.